What's up, guys? This is Jordy Santana from Paradise View Lawn Care. I'm going to be comparing the Quick quickcat 48-inch stand-on mower with the 48-inch Brawley stand-on mower. This mower is supposed to be pretty similar, and I want to point out the pros and cons of both. I'm going to be comparing and tell you which things I like, which I don't like, and so on. So let's start. I'm going to start with the Brawley mower over here, and I'm going to start in the control panels. As you can see, in this mower, there's nothing in the way. You have your blade switch, you got your key, you got your throttle, and you got a choke. Very accessible, very simple. I like it. There's nothing in the way, and it's very, very simple. Then you have the control levers, which are very, very soft. It's not too jerky. It's very smooth. It does what you want them to do. Over here in the Quick cat, the control system are a little better. You can tell you have a better quality. You got the timer over here, the hour meter, you got the choke, you got the key, you got your fuel gauge, which most mowers they have it on top of the tank. This one is one of the few mowers that have the fuel gauge on top. Very easy. You got the blade switch, you got the throttle, and you also have the brake and this cult mode and the transport mode, and you have the lever here. The only thing I like the Brawley better because it's just a little bit less jerky, and it's a little smoother than the cat. But I like the controls over here of the cat, especially the fuel gauge and the meter and the brake. So from the control panels, I would say the cat is better. And the only thing I like better about the Brawley is just that the levers are a little bit smoother, easier to control. So I'll give the levers to the Brawley. Now let's do the support cushion over here. I think the cat is better than the Brawley. It's much softer, and it can hold you better. But this one is pretty soft as well. It's pretty good, but I'll say the cat has a better cushion. It's softer. The platform, they're both pretty good. Over here you have the, you see the thing squishing. They're about the same. It's pretty smooth. The Brawley, it has rubber, but it's also pretty smooth. It's a little bit less quality. You see the rovers in the platform. You also can do the same thing. That's how you pull the platform. You pull it up. You do the same thing in the bulk cap. Over here in the bulk cap, you have the body over here, and you have the gas tank. You got the reservoir. And the Brawley, it's much harder to take the cushion off. Like, you gotta play around, but you also have the body and the tank with the Brawley, and that's where you have the fuel gauge. So that's much better. I like the tank and the fuel gauge much better on the bulk cap. It's better. You see axis, and I also like the body as well, better in the bulk cap. So the bulk cap has few points on the Brawley. So I like the control panels. Okay, so now let's do the height adjustment. The height adjustment on the bulk cap is much easier because the lever is higher, much longer and taller than the Brawley. It's much easier, and the Brawley doesn't have the pin like this one, which is easier and it locks. Look what the Brawley has is the lever. It's much shorter, which this is good when you're going on the trees. It's actually better than the bulk cap, but it's harder to pull, makes it more difficult. And the pin for the adjustment. The Bradley actually come with a one that it clicks. You gotta put something here to click, and it's too difficult. I change it because this one is magnetic and it holds itself there, so it's much better. So I'll give that the high adjustment lever. I give it to the quickcat because it's easier. The only benefit that the Bradley has is when you go on the tree because it's slower, so you can go on the tree on the trees more easily. So I'll give it another point to the quickcat. The tires, I'll give it to the Bradley. They're much thicker, as you can see, than the quickcat. So it's much better, and it grab better, and it does better hill. So the Bradley definitely does better hills. Okay, on the deck and the cutting of the deck, I'll give it to the quickcat. The quickcat cuts a lot better and stripe better than the Bradley as well. And I also give them better on the pulleys and the bell and the quality and the spindle way better are definitely the quickcat. Now another part is the caster wheel over here. So you can see they're much bigger than the Bradley, which look like way more heavy duty. And I like them better. They feel much comfortable. Another thing, so let's do the engine now. This one have the Kawasaki, this one have the Vanguard. The Kawasaki is better. It's a better engine. Start easy in cold weather. It consumes less gas and it's less noisy. Which the Vanguard is louder, consume more gas, and you're gonna have a problem starting it in cold weather. And the muffler, you see the muffler on the Bradley? Look how much nicer this one is. So the muffler is much better. The filter system is pretty much the same. Also, changing the oil on the Kawasaki, it's way easier. Look how easy. You have the oil filter here, you got the hose. Where the Bradley, you have the oil filter here and the hose, but you have to push it back. Very difficult to do the oil change on the Vanguard. So that's another point for the quickcat. Another thing is that I like a little better on the Bradley. Well, I already said it. It's the overall. I will say the quality overall is much better on the quickcat. You can tell it's just better built. You would think it's just better quality. This is more like the Chinese version of the quickcat. This is like the American version. It's better quality. You know, the only downside also is that the Bradley's much simpler, easy to work on. This one is a little more complicated because it has more cables. So that's another thing that the Bradley has over the quickcat. But in general, if you're looking to buy a mower, this is a good backup mower, and it's pretty good. Do me pretty good with the Bradley. They didn't have much problems, but you know, you get what you pay for, and you don't get a lot of dealer support with the Bradley. Where with the quickcat, you can get dealer support. You can take it there and they'll fix you more. They'll help you out. So both more are really good. I like the Bradley. I like the quickcat. I've used them both, and they got, you know, they got the little pros and cons. But I'd rather buy the quickcat because it's just better quality. You get dealer support, and it cuts a little better. Well, the Bradley does put it pretty much the same. It's just, you know, the quality is not up to par, but it's a really good mower. I really love it. That's how I started on stand-on mowers, and that's why I got the quickcat, because I like the way the Bradley feels. So, and it's a copy of it. So there you have it, guys. It's the Bradley 48-inch stand-on versus the quickcat. That's all I have to say. See you next time.